Hi there, hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Shadows We Fear, to our usual scheduled show. We are here, and it is the Shadows We Fear. We are not doing the two-shot anymore, that was fantastic, but we are now back into the main story here on Immersive Realms. But before we continue on with our lovely story, as per usual and as per routine, Andy, do you have any announcements? Also, hello, lovely players, I forgot.
I'm going to take up a lot of time here. Also, hi, DM. There is quite a few announcements to go by. So we're going to go with subscription to YouTube by Trippy, our good friend, who actually designed this overlay that you see just now. We also have a new follower on Twitch, Greeby Plant, and another one called Ashvara Gaming. I nearly messed that up. Ashvara Gaming. And then we have a subscription coming through from Matt with Power, saying what in the gaslight. Want a gaslight? And then one from Andy JMC, just saying let's go. Thank you, Andy JMC.
Ashvara's in chat. Hello, thanks for the follow.
Hello. Oh, it's friend of Taylor's. There we go.
Hello.
We are also live streaming to YouTube, everybody. I know that last time, the last one shot, it didn't go through, but this time we've got it back set up again, so we are live streaming simultaneously to Twitch and YouTube. Please come over to Twitch for the moderated chat. However, you will see there is now commands in the YouTube, and there's a lot more emphasis kind of going towards YouTube in a little bit of way. So if you are over on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and the alert button, the bell, and obviously if you're over on Twitch, come on in and hit the follow button. And if you've got a Prime sub sitting about, don't be scared to use it on us, because we are going forward. We love your Prime subs. Give us the Bezos money.
Money me money now. You money me now.
Yes. We also have exciting updates about sub badges and emotes. They are coming through. Sub badges are now uploaded into the system for Twitch, so you can have a wee look at that. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe a lot of us here has the first founder badge, so you might not actually see it, but they are uploaded. But and then emotes will be following soon. We've got a few new emotes in a way, so I can't wait for you to see them. Obviously right now we have our very own prominent brownie that you can use with the love hearts, so please check him out. He is an adorable bear. But I think that's all the announcements I have for now, until a little bit later on when we do have more exciting news coming.
Also, thank you, Ash, for giving your Bezos bucks to us just there.
Oh, there we go. Prime Gaming, love it. Thank you very much for that Prime sub, as well, so appreciated. But yes, Matt, I believe it's time to throw it back to you. I'm going to pick up a D4 this time. I'm feeling confident.
No.
Yeah,
no,
D4. Yeah, look, D4 is ready to go.
We just had the finest, whatever the fuck.
And ready?
Is.
3, 2, 1. Oh shit! I lost my D4 as well.
I'm scared. But worry not, and don't you fear, chat. For now, we are going to be... Oh, for fuck's sake. Ghost, thank you so much for gifting subscriptions to Ali Brain, Taylor Draws, and the actual Megatron. Has now got a gift.
Megatron!
Starscream! Thank you very much, Mr. Ghost Melon, for doing that. You're very kind-hearted soul. But without further ado, let us jump into the Shadows We Fear with a bit of a longer recap after we've had a little bit of a break. So, our party had made their way with Azraelian, their newest companion and friend in mind, as he had a quarrel and a beast to slay. A beast that killed his mother, killed his immediate family and friends, and left him with horrific scars that he still wears to this day, both physical and mental. You took a trip to Balo, a very superstitious town in the middle of, or buttressed against, the Green Gorge Forest, in the middle of nowhere apart from that. You spoke across the town and got an understanding of this beast, and without further ado, went into the most dangerous wood in all this land, the Green Gorge itself. You tracked and found it not before picking up a new friend along the way, Maven, a survivor from Balo as well. You rescued her, gave her your tent, and then found the beast itself, or it plus its children. You dispatched in a very intense battle, killing this beast once and for all, before making your way back to your tent and going to bed. Two of you, though, making some calls into the night to ominous foes, or maybe allies. seeking their aid, or at least a conversation with them. And when you woke up, your tent was not where you left it, but equally not where you thought you might have been teleported to upon realizing that you've been shifted planes. You had made your way back to, well, not back to a tree, a very sacred tree that actually the people of Balo have been rumored and have been looking for a long, long, long time. You met the Wild Mother herself and did converse with her, in doing so gaining a few favors as well, and getting a few insights and gifts, including one of which being a conversation with the Raven Queen herself as well, speaking to two gods this day. You then got various bits of information that you needed, some physical gifts in the form of seeds and plants for some people, and then made your way back to Balo with the aid of the Wild Mother, taking you there. The Israelian then went straight to the mayor's office and basically kicked him out of the office into the woods himself, armed with nothing but his crossbow and lack of wits. And that was when we kind of left off, with you guys heading off to sleep. And we wake up the following morning. You awaken to a Balo, still energized from yesterday's electric activities. Now the news of the beast being slain may have only come from a few lips, but now every ear has heard of it. And as you guys wake up and leave your tent, you can see the physically tired people who once had deep bags under their eyes from restless nights seem to have all had a good night's sleep, the first in a while. Even the air that surrounds you seems to have a buzz of excitement. The more elated people, happy at this new dawn, not just literally, but what it means metaphorically for this superstitious town built on stilts, talk louder with one another in excitable tones, which, combined with the muffling effect of the looming Green Gorge, drowns out the screams of a single, lonely voice. The morning has come, and the day is yours. What would you like to do?
I suppose Falcors will wake up, stretch, and he'll use his Prime Sub on Immersive Realms first of all, and then from there he'll go and see the rest of the party. He'll meet up with probably the rest of them, kind of pull them together, whether if somebody's got other things to do, and just be like, alright, what's the plan of action now? Are we going to go to Pavmar and try and, I don't know, find our way across Dalria?
I mean, we've got two major things to address. Aldia is definitely one of them. But we also have the Great Reclaimer and the Shadowfell to go after. I think we maybe need a conversation on what we do first. I think if we go after the Great Reclaimer before the final say, there's a chance that the Raven Queen will feel that pressure off of her, and the Shadowfell might be able to help us.
That's the point. I don't know if we're prepared for the Shadowfell yet.
I don't think we are either, to be fair.
Because, let's be honest, I know that obviously going for both of them, we're essentially up against larger numbers. The final say is going to have, you know, undead creatures, people like that. Well, we're not sure actually fully what he'll have. No, we know of those, what do you call them? Bone oaks. But, at least we know that where he is, and that our fight with him, this next one, might not be the full end of the fight. We've got the information that this could be his final armor. We're not 100% sure. But then if we go to the Shadowfell, we're going up against all of the drow that are there. Well, sorry, not the drow. The Shaderkai. Yeah. I've literally just deep dived into drow for some reason. And yeah, drow's just in my head. Anyways, the Shaderkai. So, as far as we know, they're all part of this. They all want to invade here to get the bit of life.
As well, we all need to be aware that when we head to Aldea, that we have no allies there. No resources, no hub that we can operate out of. A lot of the comforts we have in Lorenthal won't be available to us.
I
So
mean,
make sure we're prepared for that.
we also don't have any allies, anywhere to go in the Shadowville.
It's even probably even worse than the Shadowfell.
I'm here. You hear in your voice, of course.
You're with us.
I'm from there.
I know that, but you're with us. And I'll be saying that out loud.
Well, fuck you too.
No,
I assume you have a protester.
she's just saying that she's from there, which is perfectly valid.
Well, at least we have an ally.
Thank you.
She said thank you.
You're welcome.
Should we not also consider the allies that we have here? I'm sure there's going to be some people who will see it as important to help.
I do agree. We'll need to ask them, make sure they're okay coming over. If Lavender wanted to maybe try and sweet talk her mother, we can maybe see if we can get one of those airships. That could be quite fun.
You want me to try and sweet talk my mother to give us an entire airship?
That might work, to be fair.
If it worked.
They did it before.
Can anyone here pilot a ship, an airship?
I mean, I ran a ship before. I didn't captain it or anything. I might be able to. I'm not 100% sure.
Only knowledge I've had is Dune Riders, and that's not really that.
I only really have experience from Father's yacht growing up.
Yeah.
This was laying on the
Papa's yacht. I'm just gonna assume that an airship is about as like self-explanatory as you can get, right? Because I've got no idea what you're on about.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it was pretty hard to miss when it was flying over Pavmar.
Probably busy. I'll be honest, I was looking at the ground quite a lot at that point.
Well, it seems like we might need to try and find a captain anyway.
Look,
If we can convince Mary to give us a airship, might have a captain who'd be interested in flying it.
Okay. So is that? I mean, I don't know where your mother is at the moment, Lavender.
Expect me to know?
What she didn't say.
yikes.
She's quite negligent, isn't she?
I mean, I thought the pretending to be dead for 20 years was kind of a hint to that, you know?
We're just dropping hot mics today. Jesus.
Hot diss tracks on Mary Silversong, right?
I would say pretending you're dead is great mothering, you know?
So, do we think
You guys all will know, though, asking about that she is, now with the relationship with Pavmar and the Creed has sort of been, is ironing itself out sort of thing. She is spending a lot of time in Pavmar-ish. On a very short leash as governed by the Crown right now, as per instructions from yourself, Elleril. To not let the Creed out of sight.
Then we're heading back to Pathmore.
I think that was the logical explanation. Route, not explanation. I don't know what's going wrong with me today. The only route possible for us right now, anyways.
I think you meant solution.
Sure.
I think you meant solution as well.
You shub.
What?
And Australian, is there anything you wanted to hear before I set off?
I don't have anything that I wish to do. I came here, I set up my business. I am now forever in your debt to help you with anything you have. Let us go see what we can do.
You're not in debt to us at all. You're one of us.
That is
I'll
very much appreciated.
pat him on the shoulder and then just go to start collecting my things. Get ready to go.
You guys take time to disassemble the tent. Excuse me. Pack up your individual belongings, getting ready for a road trip. As you're packing up your things, Azrael, you will keep getting interrupted by passers-by, residents of Balo, who will be personally thanking you as if they know you on a personal level about how you saved their town, obviously, and so on and so forth. Knowing that you are a son of Balo, as you say, you will get interrupted a lot as you're just trying to even speak to your friends or just do whatever you're doing. You know, you are drawing attention and an eye right now, I will say, being a bit of a local legend in the flesh.
I would assume that I have a darn estimate to maybe sort of like steer them clear, but I think she's probably just left to go chase a bird of some kind.
Basically, yeah, was being a very loyal guard cat and then very, very quickly got distracted and ran away in her adolescence still. But eventually, oops, sorry.
Yeah, it's not, as people pass by, I'll just say, you're welcome, it's fine, it's what I had to do, I'm one of you, so on.
Yeah. Not being dismissive, but also trying to get on with your day sort of thing at the same time. I'm probably going to guess at first, like, it's the whole, like, you're taking pride in it, but it's getting very annoying very quickly sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not annoying, but it's actually getting in the way. But either way, you guys finish getting yourselves ready. Your tents are all packed. Your tent is all packed. Your belongings are in various backpacks. The scream that you can't hear in the woods has stopped. And Pavmar, is it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. You make haste and make travel. For the sake of some brevity, we're not gonna do any perception checks and that sort of stuff at this point. Your tent sort of makes a bit fine on that one there. I was going to give you guys a floor. There's anything you guys want to RP or do whilst you're making your journey along?
I'm okay. I don't have anything. To be honest.
Not a problem at all. I will say, for chorus, as you're walking along the first like hour, Lucy is basically telling you all about dune riders. Basically, now that she brought it up, sort of thing, which is basically the idea of like windsurfing, but on the dunes and that sort of stuff. Not windsurfing. What's that one? What's it called? The board and the big kite that they ride the waves with? Is that windsurfing? No.
Yeah.
Sailboarding.
Sailboarding.
Sail-
That one, yeah. Where they got the big sail. Yeah, because windsurfing is one they actually hold onto the sail, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
windsurfing, whatever it is. It's basically that, but for the Shadowfell, where they do it across the dunes. It's one of the best ways to travel through the wastes with the high winds, that they all just take their kites and ride through it, and she just is regaling you and how much she loved it.
At first, of course, we'd be like, yeah, that's quite cool, actually. That sounds pretty decent. I would enjoy that. And then eventually when it's like, you know, like half an hour into it, you start seeing, like, you probably, if you're looking around, you see Falcor's going, oh.
Eventually she does finish telling you every single time that she made a big massive jump over something, and we'll go quiet. once more. But it is weird though. There's that initial, bearing in mind she was missing from your mind a few days, for a day or so. Even though you are rolling your eyes, it's good to have her back. It just feels like something's been fixed again in your head, you know?
Yeah.
That thing of something being there is now back, and just sort of fills that void. And the silence more than anything. But, unless there's anything else anybody else wants to do, we shall fade to black and reopen again as you make your way and arrive in the capital city of Pavmar. Who'd have thought? Now, seeing Pavmar before you, you begin to make your way up the streets, heading, I'm assuming, towards the palace. Am I wrong? Or your usual stomping grounds?
Yes. Great.
You make your way up, and it's not too often you actually guys get to wander the streets at a more leisurely sort of rate, without any great sense of urgency, rushing or running, or, you know, galloping on horseback through. You are... It's like being on the beat sort of thing, you know, you're back in the streets, you're seeing the hustle and bustle, you're now seeing what it's like for the average person in Pavmar streets right now, on the streets of Pavmar, sorry. There is still right now a problem, where we say, with some homelessness, mainly surrounding some of the people who have been displaced from Alria. However, where before it was rife, now it is significantly less. Where it looks like a lot of these people that were once homeless have either been rehomed or in the process of being rehomed. And on that note as well, as you sort of walk up, if you cast your minds back to when the dragon attack struck Pavmar with the 2 spider dragons, and Behemoth 6 rose from the ground and tore a big gash through the city from its underground secret bunker, because the Creed do like that sometimes. The massive scar that was left across the city is actually almost largely healed. You can see that the area has been cordoned off, so you can't get too close, but you can see a whole lot of construction happening. Along the cordoned off area, you can see there are a bunch of wooden notice boards with laminated plans and prints displaying what's going to be opening soon. Glancing over these papers, you see most of these are for new 2 to 3 story buildings, with ground floors being reserved specifically for new businesses, with any floors above that being standard housing. But there's also a school that is being built with its own construction in the dead center of this project. The plans advertise quite openly that once it's opened, any displaced child of Alria will get free tuition there. Then slowly but surely other children from Pavmar as well will get their education there as well. But prioritizing the children of Alria, who currently maybe don't have a placement right now in schools. You walk through the streets, and generally speaking, the attitude seems quite good. You know, there's no dragon attacks, there's no refugee crisis anymore, it's all looking quite nice for Pavmar. You get to the palace itself as well, and all seems normal and happy, in all fairness. You see behind the scenes of running a country in full swing, the individual threads of chaos, frustration, blood, sweat, tears, hope, joy, prosperity, and diplomacy are all thread together to create an expansive and beautiful silent dance to this palace, and thus the nation of democracy. What would you like to do?
If no one else is going plans, Elro would actually like to go visit his father.
Okay, Smokey. We can go visit Papa.
Papa. Just makes his way down to the dungeon.
I'm going to interrupt you, actually.
Okay, that's
As
fine.
you break away from the group and begin to, or start to break away from the group, still in sort of earshot of everybody, Lily approaches you from one of the corners. She seems to be in her usual angry self, but the second that she sees you, Elleril, she goes redder and angrier and scowls at you. And she beelines in your direction. And her sort of shorter self comes up to be like eyes level your chest and grabs you by the front.
I was going to say, as soon as he sees her beelining towards her, he just turns the opposite direction and starts walking off.
As you turn, you hear clink, 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 as the heavy metal armor and her metal legs start clanging across the floor as she breaks out into a run towards you.
Okay. I'll turn in.
Mm-hmm. She comes over right in front of you and tries to, like, pull you down a little bit, grabbing the scruff of your neck and pulling you down. You, with me, now!
Okay. Did I do anything?
With me! And she
Okay.
out turns and starts walking away, looking over her shoulder to make sure that you're following suit.
I'll should I glance over at the party and be like, if you're religious, pray for me. And follow suit.
Good luck.
Just puts her head down.
Odin goes, lost cause. But Lily basically leads you past the main, like, junction, so to speak, and into one of the more quieter corridors, closing them, opening another door and close it, before she finally opens another door, sort of peeks her head completely in, and then seeing you, waits for you to get in before she pushes the small of you back into the door. She then follows suit, closes it with a fairly hefty slam, moves a table in the room against the door, and places her warhammer on top of the table as well to weigh it in. And then she looks at you.
I hope if this was a murder attempt, you'd be a lot more subtle with it.
Her face drops, her stance laxes, and the fury in her eyes almost dissolves into nothing. Sorry, I just had to get you away from everybody else, but make it not look like I needed you or something for something soppy.
They're going to think you beat my ass when I go back out there. I hope you know that.
I can give you a black eye to make it convincing if you fucking want.
No.
Alright, then stop complaining.
I don't recover from this. I hope you know this.
Oh, boo-hoo. You might not recover from this then. She reaches into her back pocket and pulls out a little box. A small little box.
LRL melts. He's like...
Look, didn't think it was right to ask you, Dad. And she opens up the ring box, and you can see there is a beautiful gold ring, and on top of it sits a white stone that's been chiseled out to look like a little white rose, sitting on top of it.
It's...
Would you mind?
I mean... asking for permission is a bit archaic, I think, but if you're looking for approval, I couldn't think of anyone better. And the ring is beautiful, actually.
Cost me a lot, so I'm kind of glad it...
She'll love that. It's perfect.
Thanks.
Is this part of the Harmony collection?
Oh, is it?
No, it's not part of the Harmony collection.
Okay. The craftsmanship's exceptional.
Quite good, isn't it?
It's a shaped diamond like that.
Mm-hmm. I got no fucking clue how they did it.
So, how are you going to do it?
I don't really know, because I don't normally do soppy shit, as I say. But I need to do something, it's the princess. I can't just half-ass this, And I love her.
You know,
Yeah.
I think, Elena, she's very much one for whimsy. She used to love the romance novels and things like that, but I don't think any of that would matter as long as it's the right person doing it. If you want some guidance, there's a little shrine to monarchs that my brother used to visit.
Right.
It's just, it'll describes where it is.
Yeah. Hidden
you
away
want
in the back of
luck?
the palace somewhere.
Yeah. Want some blessing? Do you know our favourite places? And if you need a boost anywhere, like on the wrist or something, like
I am
I
not
can
climbing
try.
any fucking roofs. That's her domain. No. Plus, I've got one leg.
Yeah, but
What if it falls
you
off?
only really is it not like strapped in at least? Is that not like
Strapped.
I don't think you have anything to worry about.
I'm not climbing a roof, mate.
That was a joke. That
Listen,
was
if
a
we're
joke.
gonna be family, I'm not climbing a fucking roof.
You
Just
might
remember
need to
that.
one day. You might need to one day.
Maybe, but not for this. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. But no, yes, yeah, thank you. Genuinely, thank you.
I'm delighted.
a lot to
for
me.
both of
Well, she needs to say yes first, so. But
you.
yeah,
I have no doubts that she will.
I'm hoping so too. Now,
She's-
that black eye, do you want it, or
I was just gonna say, can we avoid that? Can we
gut punch?
sure. Eller just like
Her little face beams up a little bit. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to enjoy more, proposing or this. And she holds back a little bit, but does wind you all the same with her punch. And with that, she then picks up the warhammer, throws the table out the way, literally off its floor, sort of thing. Swings the door open so you could be on full view, bent over, gasping for air. And then she sort of looks back and goes, "And fuck you too." And then she storms down the corridor, a little half smile on her face that no one can see.
Eller hobbles out.
Not a problem. I don't know if the are waiting during that time or to see what scolding he was going to get.
Nah.
Nah. Everyone sort of disappeared. Brilliant.
Like,
Well.
I think everyone just kind of said he deserved it for whatever it was.
Yeah. Valid. But you all start spreading ways. Know that Elro, you want to go see your father, but just because you had a little scene there, sorry, I'll come back to you in a wee minute if that's okay.
No worries, no worries.
I just want to ask anybody else want to do anything else whilst they're here in Pavmar and got a little bit of downtime.
Of course, we'll
No.
probably just go to the barracks like he usually does. Check in with the lions because he hates them and he wants to see if anything bad's happening and train them to be better than what they are.
Okay.
So he'll probably go into the barracks and spar with a few folk, just waiting for summons.
You head your way to the barracks, and you can see that a different sight to what you normally see in the barracks, where there's actually a little bit of a bit of a more somber scene that's happening right now. Where you can basically see there's looks to be organized families outside, and it looks very much to be a display of soldiers that didn't make it, sort of thing is happening right now, and they're sort of. The news has already been broken. It's more the case they're gathering their personal possessions from the barracks and that sort of stuff. And you can see that as you sort of enter the barracks, just sort of, walking past them, you can see there's almost like a little semicircle that's gathered around a elderly gentleman who's wearing, again, full Lions uniform, but instead of being gold and gleaming, it is battered, dirty, and very, very, very broken in. Grey beard from very, very fresh scars and marks that have been stitched shut, and a nose you can tell has been broken and rebroken very recently. Is sort of sitting there, his wrists resting on his knees, and he's just looking at the ground. I can hear him, "Oh, tell it again, Captain. We didn't hear it first time." "Fuck off." I can't do the voice.
Well, of course, kind of saddle up to next to, like, I don't know, a lion in training or whatever, whoever's kind of gather around and be like, "The fuck's his deal?"
It's Captain Valdis.
Who?
He just one of the captains of the Lions Guard. He's a very proven warrior. He just came back from a second dimension or something. He said, different plane of existence, and he's mission complete. But he had a couple of missing boys, and he found them, unfortunately.
Oh, I was going to make a joke, but now that you made it very somber.
No, it's very bad times, I'm afraid.
Oh well, I feel for the ones that fell.
Yeah, a bit of an awakening for me. I'm not long got my line stuff, so I'm a wee bit apprehensive, but I know it's part of duty being a soldier. That's what I'm here for, but it's just one of these. It's like a slap in the face, isn't it?
Well, going by the look of him, he's been in the lines for quite a bit.
Aye, Valdis has, aye.
Shadow
Captain
him.
Valdis, sorry.
If he's lived this long, he knows what the fuck to do to survive.
Trust me, after the story he's been telling, I will be.
Alright, you've got me. What's the story he's been telling?
Well, apparently he was in another plane of existence that was just awful, covered in blood and weird demon creatures and a lot of long limbs, apparently. A lot of long limbs. Everywhere. Blood, guts, gore, and cannibalism even, I think, was mentioned. It was fucking brutal.
To be fair, actually, that sounds quite fucking brutal.
Yeah. I'm definitely glad that I didn't get signed that mission. The captain did, because I didn't think I'd make it out of that one.
Oh well. Well, hopefully you can put families' minds to ease.
Hoping so, and the captain said his own personal peace to them all, apparently, and I think he just wants some peace and quiet.
Tempted to spar him. I really am.
if you so wish.
So tempted. But I'll leave him to it. Thanks for the info. Anybody else want to spar? No, can I?
You see around, you so made not like a name for yourself per se, but kind of a name for yourself, where people recognise you in the barracks as obviously a defender of the throne, that you do come in now and again, you will spar. So there are people that you've beaten before who are going to get that rematch against you, sort of thing. There's people who want to just learn and watch, and other people who have actually you've been actually giving genuine tips to, like these newer recruits and that sort of stuff. So you spend your afternoon, evening, whatever it may be, in the barracks, having a good old time. And you sort of might look out, just sheer curiosity now and again, that's been pointed out. You will see this Captain Valdis is sat on his bunk, and his eyes seldom leave the stone slabs before him, as he has this 1,000-yard stare, just looking ahead on the ground.
You're making. I want to bite, but I want to leave it part. I want to leave them.
Whatever you want.
I want to bite.
Go for it.
I think near the end of the sparring and stuff, the point when Falcoris just took his breastplate off and everything like that, he's pure sweaty as fuck, and he's like pure getting to the tire stage of everything that he's, all the sparring he's done and stuff. Eventually he'll kind of walk over and sit kind of opposite him and just be like, I believe you're Rick's captain.
That's right.
Yeah, by the way, that's
sorry.
pretty fucking close. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's pretty fucking decent. Anyways, I'm Falcoris.
Captain Valdis.
Nice to meet you, Captain Valdis. I hear obviously some rumors kind of flying around. I don't take it until I hear it from the horse's mouth, but you were in another dimension. Sounded fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, care to say what the fuck happened? Anything I can help you with?
I was in another dimension, and it was fucking awful. There was blood. There was demons or fiends or something of that nature. Either way, they're dead now, so it doesn't really matter. There was a lord. I'm gonna assume self-proclaimed. And I believe fond of dining upon us. He has also been dealt with. I've been captain of the guard for... I don't even know how long anymore. And I've seen things, Falcoris. His eyes look up finally, making deliberate, direct, and intense eye contact to you. I've fought Thunderbrands. I've fought monsters. I've sailed seas and seen places I never wish to see again. But if ordered to, I will. That place. We threw it in the fire. And I pray and I'm not a religious man, but I pray it burns and will never be possible to enter again.
You say throw it in a fire. How the fuck do you
We
throw a
ripped the
dimension in
painting.
a fire?
It was held within a painting.
And then Falcor's face will probably drop at that point, like, oh shit, that painting.
We
Oh,
ripped
yeah.
out the canvas and burned it.
No, that's probably a good idea, that one. Probably good to burn it. You said you cleared it, right?
Everything's dead. Apart from an imp. But in the grand scheme of things, wasn't worth the bloodshed.
Yeah. But I can imagine it being a fucking hellhole.
I saw a door literally made of teeth.
Yeah, there's some fucked up things in this world. Hey. If anything, you cleared it. It's not going to be a horror anymore. But the main thing is you brought closure to those two families. I believe it was 2 men that you lost.
He sort of looks over. Probably more. We only found 2. Emmerich sent in 4. We only found those 2.
Alright. One day I need to spy you.
He sort of just looks you up and down a little bit. Perhaps when my strength has returned.
Alright. Well, Captain Valdis, thank you for the information.
You're welcome, Falcoris. Defender of the throne.
If Falcor's kind of standing up and stop at that and just be like, yeah, I guess I have that title. Well, I hope your days ahead are more easier than what the fuck you experienced.
I plan my days ahead will be spent being ever watchful, and I might find the hours to sleep.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll come across each other probably again.
Dark times ahead, I'm sure we will.
Good evening, and I'll start heading out and into essentially probably shower or clean up, whatever,
Yeah.
and then head towards the throne room. It being like, where the fuck is everybody?
On the note, where the fuck is everybody? Apart from again, Eleanor, we will come to you, but I just want to see everybody else first. Sorry, but Azraelion, Taylor, Lavender, Wash, what are you guys up to?
I'd probably say I'm checking in with whoever gave me that contract for the Beast and Balo,
Yep.
just to tell them like what happened and give them the rundown of what the result.
You make your way to that little office where once again you were given that, and you find once more a very shy, timid Arabella is in the office. Oh, hi, it's you. How are you doing? Hi, how are you?
The monster in Balo has been killed.
Oh, that's amazing. Well done.
Do you
did
have
it give
any
you
more?
much? Let me check for you.
I will be in
here's
the
that shirt.
I will be in the Queen's quarters. Bring them to me there, and I'll leave.
Queen's Court. Where's he going to the Queen's? Okay. And you just.
I mean, like the throne room. I don't mean her bedroom. Yeah, bedroom. Yeah, that sounds so weird. Yeah, I'll be in the throne room.
No worries. She will start rifling through papers and try and see what she can find for you. Anything else you'd like to do, Azraelian, or is that you just not going to sort of
That's it.
relax, play with the jar, and yeah?
Yeah, I just terrorise her something awful. I don't want to continue it.
Not a problem at all. And last but not least, Wash and Lavender, are you two up to anything, individually or together?
Lavender, just go for a walk with Brownie.
Nice little walk around the gardens, catching the sweet smell of the summer flowers that are now... No, we're in fall now, the autumnal flowers at this point now.
Lavender's gonna make piles of leaves for Brownie to jump in.
Nice. You find across through the gardens of many tall oak trees that stand on their lonesomes, and they do have now the brown, amber, crispy leaves. You easily find a janitor's broom, sorry, and brush, and sweep them onto big piles, and then do the whole thing you do with the dog. You stand back, tap your knees, and get them to run and brownie cannonballs into these leaves quite happily, making a mess. And you smile, laugh, sweep the pile back up again, and this can go on for ages. Brownie's happy. Brownie's very happy. And Wash, your fine self.
He's just gonna go around the palace and kind of be helpful, whether it be like Emmerich or their guards or anything. Just generally helpful.
Yeah, you're trying to make yourself of use. You sort of say, and again, just doing. You will find yourself doing at that point a bit. It will be like meaningless, not meaningless, but say, what's the word I'm looking for? Mediocre odds and ends. But again, it's where you find an odd pleasure and that sort of stuff, and just being behind the scenes and helpful, and just making someone's life that little bit easier. And you
He'll
want
never
to do that.
complain.
Exactly, you'll never complain. Nope, you're quite handy with that one. And you just mill about your evening till the group reconvene. In that case, Elleril, we'll then come back to you if you don't mind, where you recovered from your winding, and excuse me, seeing your party has disbanded, you go on your original mission before you were so rudely, but very welcome news, interrupted. You head your way down to the dungeons, I believe. I think you're off to.
Yep.
Fantastic. You indeed take the very thin, narrow spiral staircase down, descending into the belly of the Rising Shire Palace until you do finally meet the prison entrance. You can smell the damp air, the dankness of it. There's a distinct smell of urine that just hangs in the air at all time. It's not a pleasant thing. And as you sort of approach, you can see like one of the lions is at duty, sort of thing, at a little desk. As he sees you enter, he sort of gives you a half look up from whatever novella he's reading. And can I help you?
Go speak to my father.
Very well, sir. He sort of stands up. If you would please follow me, and don't look at them. Don't stick your hand through the bars. I'll take you to your father's cell. It's past the commoners, shall we call them. Follow me. And with that, he pulls out a heavy steel ring that you can see there are many keys that clink against it. He pulls out the first set, undoes a door, and then walks you through. As you enter past him, he closes the door behind, locks it again, and then you guys walk down the corridor together. Your footsteps just echoing behind one another, just clink, 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 your feet off the stone steps. Now and again, you will see an odd hand just come through and try and either grab you out of it, trying to scare you, trying to actually grab you, you're not too sure, but the bars and the walls are that far away, they're meaningless gestures at this point. Until you do come to the end, and down an L-shaped corridor comes to the end of it. Another door is opened, and again locked behind you as well. Oh, excuse me. And there are now, these cells before you are much bigger. The cells before are literally a sleeping bag on the floor, a bucket to piss in, and that was kind of it. Some of them even windowless. These ones are more furnished. There are tables and chairs, for example. Individual table with individual chair. A actual cot to sleep on with a mattress instead of just the cold floor on a sleeping bag. And some more slight homely comforts, like, for example, plastic mirrors, so you can't do anything with them. But you look around, now you sort of take a little second to see, or look around, you do see indeed, there are some other noble figures here. You don't know who they are, for whatever crimes they were committed, but they all become backgrounds to you. Irrelevant in your mind. As you see, currently sitting at a table in his chair, still sitting upright as if he was at a courtly table, eating a meal of gruel, but with a knife and fork. You see your father sitting there. And he does look up, and he sort of looks over and sees you from the corner of his eye. He neatly places the cutlery down. He turns around to look at you from a seated position.
I'll turn to the line. Just, could you give us a moment?
Of course, sir. would you like me to lock the door behind me?
Sure.
I'll be on the other side when you're ready. Just knock and I'll answer.
Thank you.
Of course, sir. And with that, he doesn't even look at the former king as he just sort of turns his head deliberately around the other way and walks out the door like Ace Ventura or whoever it is he can't turn left, wherever that sketch was, and exits the room. And as far as you're concerned, it's just you and your father right now. Anybody else in this picture is irrelevant and background noise, as I say.
How are you feeling?
I'm in a cell. But I'm looked after.
We haven't really talked.
No.
And that's on me more than anything.
To be honest, I'm actually surprised to see you here. I would have thought, in your head, throw away the key. I've clearly let you down.
I've been rash. I've been hasty. I don't think this wasn't justified.
Yeah.
But I did look up to your father.
What son doesn't?
I feel like I need some closure on things. And regardless of how this conversation goes, I fully intend to go upstairs and ask Elena to grant you house arrest.
Interesting.
There's just a few things that I need to know.
He stands up from the chair and he puts his hands behind his back like he always did, sorry. Chest outright, and he walks towards the bars and he stands a comfortable distance away from you. And I owe you some answers.
I mean, first thing, just why? Why didn't you do the trial?
If there was ever a straightforward answer to that, I would give you it. There becomes a certain element of... well, shame now, yes, but more importantly, shame then. The fear that I wouldn't succeed. The fear that I would go see him, and he would deem me unworthy. Wouldn't be the first that's happened. And my father had bigged up my being king from such a young age, as I probably did with your brother.
And not to interrupt, but the second Angerel died, you did with me as well.
Yes. Yes, I did. I guess I was maybe projecting at that point, becoming my father in ways that I told myself I wouldn't if I had children. But as I said, he made me feel like a king before I even was one. And I think in his mind, I might have been. So when my time was due to do the trial, I was so worried of failure, so worried of rejection, disappointment, and whatever consequences there may be from that. And so in my young, naive, and ultimately foolish self, I lied, cheated, and swindled my way through. But here we are now, an illegitimate king.
Well, another story's true. You know, the the nanny used to tell me stories about how you danced across the battlefield, wielding the blade like liquid silver.
Hmm.
Such
He
fluid
does.
movement.
He does like give a half smile at that point as you say that.
Everyone knew you as a war hero who would not be worthy of being king. Or is that just a lie to it?
I dare say there are some embellishments. I would like to think most of the stories you hear, though, are based on the truths. I did, as you say and as your nanny say, dance around like liquid silver. I was present on the battlefields I attended. Not always from the front, I will admit, but it would be foolish of a king to always put himself there. But I didn't ever shy away from a fight. When I was in my younger years, of course. Can't keep that up forever. But know that that wasn't a lie. Again, embellished stories, mayhaps. But if I say I was somewhere, I was probably there.
Thank you. I do believe you.
I've also, if you don't mind me asking, come to learn of one of my biggest mistakes. You and your acquaintances or friends might have fixed. Doreen, is what I hear true?
Yes. Yes. It wasn't. It was a very complicated issue. It wasn't just disease. But, a betrayer god. Mitress, sealed away, unleashed by the final say.
I've been hearing a lot of that name coming around, the final say. Whispering through these halls.
So that's right. I don't know how much you've heard about Aria.
I've heard Alria no longer stands. It hasn't just been brought to its knees, it has been beheaded. I've heard that their refugees are here. I have heard that in our throne room there was a traitor or a spy. That one I'm not too sure on. News does still reach me down here, son.
Then he'll know that final say was Aria's executioner.
Indeed.
I think I need to go there.
You need not an old man tell you how dangerous that is. I haven't, of course, seen the reports myself, but if my understanding is true, to go there you will be alone. You will be cut off. You will be at the mercy of him. I won't stop you. I couldn't if I wanted to. All I would ask, if you are going to go, I would ask that you tell me this, even if you wouldn't mind doing me at least one more favor. Am I to assume you're going with these? What do you call yourselves? The Twilight Company. Sorry.
Yes.
Do you trust them 100% with your life?
I do. I occasionally feel like they'll maybe look out for me more than what they should.
They should.
I fear that maybe a detriment to themselves. They want to protect the prince. That's something I carry on my conscience every time we go into battle.
I dare say you're probably right. It will be something that will be hard for them to look past. Even if they say they do, I dare say they don't. It was the same in my youth when I was on the battlefields we were talking about. I would make sure that everyone was eyes front, but anyone that was next to me would give me the side eye to make sure that their shields were ready to block anything in front of me more than themselves, and there were many a guard who put down their lives before me. Didn't ask them to do it. And I know that you wouldn't ask your friends to do that either.
I know that I can't stop them. But at the same time, they can't stop me doing the same for any of them.
Indeed. I'm in two minds. That part of me is, in a weird, selfish way, almost glad they know of your rank and station, and that perhaps they would offer their lives in front of yours, and in a weird way, that fills me with, I don't know, peace of mind that maybe you have a better chance of coming home. But a party doesn't function like that.
You're
So I
speaking
understand
as
that
a...
you need to do what you need to do.
You're thinking as a father, not as a general.
I lost my general stripes a while ago. I've had time to be nothing but reflect on my mistakes, both as the crown, but more as of late as a father. I owe you three so much that I can never ever pay you guys back. Your mother as well. I owe the whole country a debt that can never be repaid, but out of all the millions I consider you four, the ones I owe the highest price to.
Don't know if Elena will be ready to see you. I know Mother is.
She's visited me a couple of times, actually. Your sister, not so much. And again, I don't say that spitefully. I don't blame her. Again, I am actually shocked to see you. In a good way.
Sorry, our last interaction was me throwing Archnag's head at you.
You, made a scene. That's for sure. But I like to think you were sending me a message. And I would like to think I've heard it.
I'll go speak with Helena. See if you can get you a cell and at least able to see Mother's guard.
See what she says, but I don't know where her mind is. And again, don't try and sway her.
Don't worry, you're not worth
She'll... Fair. Say what you want to say, but don't push. She'll think that's me at that point then. Just be your true and honest self. But before you do go, I don't know how much this is going to be worth to you. It could be nothing more than... I'm sorry. Elleril. I am sorry.
What is worth? I'm also sorry for that. I'm it's easy to forget how young I am in the grand scheme of things. And it's easy to make mistakes. Of which I've made many. I don't regret where I am. I don't regret the majority of the things I've done. Occasionally, there's the odd regret there. I think our story plays out the same either way. But at the very minimum, I I'm sorry, escalated like this instead of a conversation 30 years ago.
I deserved it. I can see why now with the blessings of hindsight you did what you did 30 years ago.
Maybe one day I'll tell you the whole story. But for now, try and rest. Relax. I'll speak with Elena. But granted, if she doesn't listen to me for maybe 2 years, that's fully outside my control.
That is your sister. God's lover. You go do what you need to do. As you sort of accidentally interrupt him there, he does sort of is stunned. I love you too, son.
Yeah, wish me luck.
I wish you all the luck. If you are to head to Alria, one parting word of wisdom. I have visited it many a time. Have you heard of the 5 quarters of Slee?
I'm not going to lie to you, Father. No, virtually nothing else. Oh, yeah.
Fair. Alria is 3 islands that were once whole. The central island being a volcano that many moons ago erupted and split the land into its 3 parts. The 5 quarters of Slee, is the volcano. It is the diplomatic hub and the central island. If you are going to go find anyone there of high importance, if they are still alive, they will be inside the volcano. Head up to the top, and there, deep down in the old lava tunnels, you will find the diplomatic halls. Might be useless knowledge to yourself, but it's all I can offer.
It's valuable information. I appreciate that.
Of course. But you've got a job to do.
I'll give him a nod, turn and leave.
As you sort of turn to leave, you go to the door and knock on it as instructed, and the guard, within seconds, you hear the clanking of keys and the door unlocks. And he sort of stays on his side of the door, so to speak, and he sort of gives you a nod and sort of gestures for you to come through.
Go through and then...
Yeah.
You don't need to RP it, but I'll, again, not try and pressure Elena at all, but just make a suggestion.
Why don't you make me a persuasion check, please?
Okay.
And she is going to roll against you.
Again, if she denies outright, I don't care.
Care slightly.
I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
desperately persuasive or whatever. I'm just.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is a natural 19, but I have no modifier, so it's just 19.
Natural 19. You have a conversation with her, and initially, as you probably expected, she is highly resistant to the idea. She cannot see a benefit and a positive to that, but she seems willing to have the conversation more than you actually thought she was. Maybe it's the fact of that, boiling it down, it is still her dad sort of thing. She doesn't give you a yes, but she doesn't give you an outright no either. It's she will think about it, and she might need a bit more encouragement down the road at a later date, but it's not a flat no that she's given you.
All I ask is, you consider it.
It will do.
I'll
Reluctantly, but I'll do it.
give her a little forehead kiss before trying to go find the party again.
You disappear and go to try and find your party once more. And your party are now scattered across many places, but I dare say that, in time, you guys, begin to slowly reconvene and gather wherever you might want to at the end of the day. We'll say it's getting late into the evening, maybe about 6, 7 p.m.-ish, and business, let's call it, in the palace is dying down to be a bit more quiet as the nobles and diplomats are making their various ways to their own abodes and homes, leaving for the most part only the essential staff, let's call it, of the palace: the guards, the Havmar diplomats and nobles, and your fine selves.
So, what plans Alria then?
I guess so.
Is there any supplies we will have to pick up before we head to Aurea?
It's worth taking a look. Even if we need to stop into Pavmar Market District, see if we can grab anything. Potions. I do think it's worth maybe trying to find the crate and see if we can convince them to let us their airship.
That would be a big order, I think.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
So I thought you were muted there. Sorry, I saw you mouth move. I think you were starting like doing that, like speak without saying words sort of thing. I thought, anyway, go.
Just be like, that's a big order. I don't know if we should rely on getting an airship. We might have to settle for a normal ship.
Can't help to ask.
We can try.
Could be fun. Could be the move. I don't know, Lavender, do you want to try your hand persuading your mother?
I could try.
You will know as well that she does have a quarter here. Ever since that, the Creed and mainly herself were put on this very, very tight leash. She has been given a quarter here, her own private room in the Rising Shire Palace. You can go see if she's in.
I will say Lavender is probably covered in leaves and dirt at this point.
It's a riot, but she's exactly
Lavender
the same.
and Brady are just covered in dirt.
Not a problem. But you can try and ask around if where your mum's room may be, if you want to ask some staff or
Sure, I'll go
see
ask.
about it. Make investigation or persuasion check, please. See if you can just find out the hardware. Have to ask people to give you the information to see where your mother may be.
Okay. Investigation. Or
Investigation?
what was it? Investigation.
Or persuasion, your choice on that one there. Whichever one's giving
Oh,
you the
they're
best
both
number.
terrible. I love that. Oh, that was also terrible. I love that too. That was a 7.
7. Not too sure. You are coming a bit of a dead end, so to speak. Every time you sort of ask, normal nobles, let's call them, no one seems to really know. When you do finally find someone of the creed, you identify they still wear the robe and the mask, even though it is down sort of thing. But the second you talk to them, they do raise the mask, unlike they did before, revealing the face underneath. And as you ask, where's Mary Silversong? They give you the answer of, she hasn't been seen for about a week now in the palace. Which is unusual for her. Being on such a tight rein.
I will go back to the party and relay this information.
I will say as well, the information is, well, just one thing I should actually add. She left unexpectedly at that.
Okay.
It wasn't like a scheduled meeting. She just left without saying where, which is again an unusual move for her.
I'll let the rest of them know.
Perfect. Lavender comes back maybe about half hour, 45 minutes later. I'm just seeing the picture Nikki put in the chat. Oh, that's very Brownie and Lavender right now. And yeah, Lavender tells you that Mama not in.
Emmerich? The fuck is he?
Do you go looking for Emmerich now?
I will not go looking for Emmerich. I will literally just turn to one of the guards and just be like, where's Emmerich?
Last I think, either throw him in a chamber is normally where he'll be.
Can you go fetch him for us?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Right away, sir. And they chink 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 chink. They return 15 minutes later with Emmerich. Dressed oh so fabulously as he always is. He's got a bit of an extra spring in his step, you do see as well, as he sort of comes over to you guys alone. Good evening, friends. And how are we all this fine eve?
You're extra bright.
Just in a good mood is all, Falcorus.
Glad to see. Anyway, sorry.
It's
Two
about time.
things.
You've been moping for ages.
It has been so drab lately, but now we are rolling.
Yeah, you have some good news for us?
I was going to say no, but actually, yes, I do. Your painting problem. Solved it.
Wonderful.
And you broke a man in the process.
Well, it wasn't without, of course, problems. I dare say you've been on many adventure, Falcorus, where things happen, unfortunately, and this was a very dangerous realm. Powerful... I'm not too sure if we're talking necromancer, fiend, or something along those lines. A powerful being, though, created his own little hellish plane of cannibalism. There's always going to be casualties, I'm afraid, and consequences of being there. But this time the party came back, all of them came back. The painting has been destroyed. The realm gone forever. Touchwood, hopefully.
Well, that's excellent. That's
Oh, fantastic.
I see there's obviously the impending trauma.
Valdus is a tough man. If that's whom you're referring to, with that 1,000-yard stare, he's a very, very tough man.
It was Valdis.
Indeed. I was going to have to summon the Crown's executioner for a job like this.
You know the man.
But
Hello.
I believe he started with the Lions just before I left.
Well, I met him when I went down to Spa at the barracks, and he looked fucking broken.
he
Yes.
did come back unconscious.
Oh, that would do it.
He's a very loyal man.
Anyways,
Much like yourselves, I sent in a party of 5 of them. Very, very hardy and very skilled individuals, and they dealt with the problem. They've each been given various payments, of course, organized by myself, and I believe most of them are scattered back to the winds again after receiving payment. I had a lovely conversation with a professor who I'd like to maybe consider him as a friend. I don't know if he thinks that or not, but I certainly do. Quite, yes. Met a lovely individual, a Minotaur. Not often you meet them. And he's got me looking into something which is quite peculiar, but either way, it's been a ride, I'm not going to lie. But you didn't come here for that anyway. How can I help you guys, dear friends?
well, I suppose Lavender, you probably take the floor on this one.
My dear?
Do you have any ideas where my mother may be?
That is actually quite a good point. She even missed an appointment this morning with Elena, which is very, very unlike her. Rumor through the grapevine is she's just up and left, which is very much in breaking of the restrictions she's been put upon, much like myself now, might I add. I have been formally told by Elena, by the way, I'm not to run off again, just so you all know. But no, Miss Silversong has just gone. Missed an appointment this morning with, don't know what it's about, in all fairness, but she missed it with Elena, which is quite a big appointment to miss. She's never done it before.
Do we have any idea if she's gone by intention or accident?
That, I believe, under her own free will and steam, she was apparently saying back a week or so ago now, just announcing she was going. We'd have assumed she'd have come back by now, but, not.
What was her focus before she disappeared?
Don't know. That is all between Elena. Even I have not been involved in those meetings. I believe a lot of them have, in all fairness, just been the goings on of the Creed and their new reforming. That's the word I was looking for. How to reform the Creed of Creation to be a genuine force of good once more, instead of the boogeymen which we found them to be. As far as individual projects go, that I don't know. But what I do know is where her room is, if you want a little peep.
Sounds good.
Always.
Maybe you know.
Well, he sort of looks down and sort of like contemplates the time almost. I was going to say his watch, but there's no watches in this universe. He looks down at his sundial. I've got an hour or two, I guess. Shall we?
Lead the way.
He takes a second and he seems to send a actually, let me double check something. I believe, sorry, bear with me. I actually need to double check how this spell works. Yeah, he speaks out loud. I'll be back to bed soon. Something's popped up. Before turning to you guys, follow me.
You know what? Sure. Lead the way.
He meanders with you guys through the palace corridors and the halls, and at this hour, it's nice and quiet. You can see there's someone going around with his long sticks, like little gas lamps here and there to grant illumination, and some is old school torches. Before you get to a exceptionally long corridor where a lot of the nobility do stay, and he almost like counting his head, trying to count the door and remember it, sort of thing, before he finally comes across a door. Here we are. And you can see there is a little brass plaque that can be taken in and out for whoever may be staying, and this one has been engraved with Mrs. M. Silversong. Now, I know where she stays. What I don't have is a key.
We don't need those.
I was hinting as much.
I mean, I've shown you enough lavender. Do you want to try your hand at it?
Ooh.
I could
It's like
try.
a lock pick out.
Yep.
So it's, you can,
No problem. So,
Sure.
Lavender, can I get you to roll a lockpicking check? Which, guys, please remember what a lockpicking check is again. It's sleight of hand, isn't it?
thieves' tools. So, it's basically sleight of hand. That
Fantastic.
if you have expertise in thieves' tools,
Which I believe Lavender does now, being in Rogue. So,
yeah, you can have expertise in thieves' tools, but not have expertise in sleight of hand,
Mhm.
sort of thing. Yeah.
Perfect. So, yes, if you wouldn't mind rolling a little sleight of hand check, please, Lavender.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a good one.
27.
27. Like, astute pupil that Lavender is, she's been paying attention, and this is a nice, easy lock for the most part. This is like, not my first lock, so to speak, but this is one of the ones that, now that you're doing, like, lock picking for the first time sort of thing in the real world, and you're about to go now, Lavender, what you're going to have to do is, but before you can get the word out to start giving her instructions, you hear the satisfying click, and the door, and she just looks back at you. Even Brownie's like,
And keep hold of that lockpick, just in case.
The door is opened, and before you can see a room, of course. Now, where is it? Sorry, bear with me. Beautiful, perfect. So let's get it right. Putting the dock up. So inside you can see this room, and LOL, you know this. This room is basically been kept the same way that it is given. When there's a long-term guest staying, they're allowed to customize and personalize it to make it more homely. This is almost identical to how it's given to a resident, someone who's staying there, with the standard decorations and placements and organization of the room itself. Nothing has changed, save on the windowsill is a little brushed bronze vase holding a bunch of lavender flowers upon it. You can see that on her desk there are a few drawings and sketches, a lot of which seem to be blueprints and designs of something large and mechanical. Each one showing something something entirely different, or at times what you think is the same item but from different angles or perspectives. Each bottom left corner has been titled with B7, a semicolon, then the word part followed by a string of numbers that seem meaningless to you. So B7, semicolon, part, string numbers on every single bottom left corner. Yeah, on her desk, I will say as well, there is what appears to be on top of these papers a journal. And again, these random ass blueprints. And the flower of lavender is in the windowsill.
It's not one for interior decorating, huh?
No, it's a bit drab in here, isn't it?
My knowledge of my home. I
Yes.
don't know if there's any like secret compartments or
Deliberately
where
in
there
these
would
rooms, no.
yeah, okay.
It's the whole idea that last thing you want to do is have a spy stay in your room and you give them secret
Yeah.
compartments. But deliberately, these are made by the crown for the crown to be a desk with nothing else in it.
No peepholes, no nothing.
Nope, no peepholes. The only peephole there is little fisheye lens through the door one sort of thing. But that's it.
Take it so.
No peeping toms here.
Are we all in this room?
If you want to, we'll be in this room, yeah.
Can I cast Detect Magic to see if there's anything that's maybe pointing out to us in this room?
You expand your mind out, and oddly enough, yes. The journal seems to have not be magical, but touched by dark magics.
Okay, would this be similar to the dark magic that we've seen on the boat that was heading in towards the pier?
No, this would be something different.
Okay. I will address the journal, and I'm not going to up here, but I'll address the journal and say that this seems to be touched by some sort of dark magic. If anyone can look at it, say Emmerich, for example.
Of course, I can have you flick through and see what it is. You also, though, I will say as well, Israelian, you can tell that the book itself isn't magic. It is just a journal, but something of a dark nature has touched it and put an essence upon it, so to speak.
Yeah.
Is it
Eric
writing?
Morgan. Well, I guess we'll find out, shall we?
If it's written, let me see the book. Journal. Thing.
Emmerich picks up the book and sort of hands it in your direction.
Oh, he use eyes of the runekeeper.
It is actually written in common. Now, you flick through this book, and what you do see is a very neatly organized journal. A diary of sorts, plain and simple. It contains various dates and entries with names of people you don't know and where to meet them. The main name that comes up over and over again is Elena, with various different times of meeting her in the garden, the throne room, or anything else like that. It's almost like Mary's schedule. But as you keep going through these pages, there's a very, very, very clear break from the norm. What has been consistent and clear entries in very, very well done calligraphy and handwriting suddenly gives way to a page that initially looks like random circular scribbles. Can I get you to make a insight check for me, please?
Okay.
And is anybody else looking at this? Is anybody else looking over the shoulder to look at this page?
I can help. I've got expertise in Arcana now, and insight instead of investigation. Yeah.
This is just an insight check, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to look at the journal?
Are
will need to make
you
this check.
giving me advantage, or are you just rolling? Sorry.
No, this is your you can't advantage when this is your
Right.
own perspective trying to see this drawing.
Okay.
Decent. That's an 18 for me.
18.
21 for me.
21 for you. Nobody else looking at the drawings?
Nope.
No problem.
Yeah, be patient.
Yeah, you two look over. Actually, no, Emmerich is going to do it as well. Emmerich's going to be there. You guys look at the drawing, and again, it does look to be random circular scribbles. And as you're sort of looking at it, you can almost swear it starts spinning on the pages. You can feel it then pulsing in and out as if it's trying to almost like hypnotize you, sort of thing, going in and out. And you can then feel your heartbeat in your brain. This boom, 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 boom. And this wave of nausea takes over you. But you suppress it. You blink your eyes a couple of times and shake your head a little bit and pull the page out past your eyes. And you can see it looks to be a drawing of a creature. You can see its circular form, a large smiling mouth, and a big eye in the loose center of this creature looking back at you. You then, though, see, as you turn the page, writing. How did you find me? Written in Mary's handwriting. Another drawing answers. Another heavy-handed, loose sketch of what seems to be the window of this room. But in the center of the paint picture that's been drawn, almost like highlighted deeper in the pencil, are the lavender flowers. You turn the page again. Mary writes back, "If you have hurt her in any way, I will take more than your eye next time. You already took my friends away from me with your corruption and deceit. I will not let you take her from me." There's another drawing to response, different from the other two. Whereas these other two drawings before had been very rough and heavy-handed, almost denting through the paper, this one is done with perfection and care, as if the page was graced by a visit from a highly skilled artist. It's a portrait of a woman that you do not recognize. She looks mainly human, but perhaps some slightly more angular features than normal to indicate some elven heritage in her. She has hair that's been shaded dark with a pencil that falls down to the right side of her head to her shoulder, with the left side shade very, very short. She has eyes that look out at you with almost a hopeful innocence about them. And she has a half smile, as if she's a bit shy getting a picture taken, sort of thing. Mary writes back, "She's been dead for a long time, and you killed her. Your actions killed her." The next page is back to deep scribbles again, showing now what looks to be a very similar circular pattern as the very first one. I will now need Emmerich, Falcoris, and Elleril to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is that a charmed effect?
No.
Fuck.
It was an attempt. It was a good attempt.
It was a good attempt.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Falcoris.
A 14.
14. Elleril.
21.
21. Emmerich rolled a 18. Okay. You feel the drawing again, as did before, spin, and it's almost pulling you closer. The lines are moving, you think. The mouth in the picture, it wants to whisper something to you. It wants you to hear its word. You need only just listen to its secrets. Falcoris, you hear a horrifying scream in your head that in itself feels like your brain has been made of glass and someone has taken a fully fledged warhammer to it and shatters it against you. You guys watch as Falcoris bleeds from both nostrils and falls unconscious.
Wash is immediately going to check that he's alive, that he's not just died.
He's alive.
You know, do all the vitals and shit like that. Check for
Apart from-
wounds.
Apart from bleeding, seems okay. However, Falcoris, you do suffer damage, unfortunately, with this.
Fair.
You suffer... ...36 points of psychic damage.
Yeah.
Emmerich
Jesus.
and Elleril, you guys feel dizzy. And again, this wave of nausea as you feel the boom, 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 boom of your heartbeat pounding inside your skull. But past that then, as Falcoris falls to the floor, for you and Emmerich, time sort of seems to take a little bit of a pause. You almost see Falcoris sort of stop halfway through his motion. You can still see his eyes rolling back in his head slowly as his knees have just given out, and he's sort of like in a bit of a free fall situation. And you can hear like a thick slug, slow and creeping, slither through your brain, going from left to right in your head. Oh, Mary, 'twas not me who plunged that dagger through her chest. 'Twas not me who put her to rest. I only lent a strong and guiding hand. I even aided you on your journeys with my sweet, darling Kayana. And you, Mary, you stole her away from me. We were set to do a great many things. Once, and only once, I would have thought you a friend. Mary Silversong. The name you took speaks for itself. You chose very, very well. There is silver on your tongue, and the songs about you are out of tune and offensive to the ear. Emmerich and Elleril, you will then hear what sounds like an echo in a tunnel of Mary's voice. Enough games, fiend. I know you didn't take all that effort in finding me, to throw insults and dig up the past. What do you want, Borath? The laugh feels like sludge in your head, like a thick soup sloshing from side to side. Bold and to the point. There's the younger Silversong I know. It's been an age. Literally. In the time of our hatred, a new life has turned into a strong and firm tree from the little seedling that we first met all those years ago. Lavender's grown up to be quite the woman now, hasn't she, Mary Silversong? But I think it's high time, though, we end this little rivalry of ours, once and for all. Neither of us can truly expire happy knowing the other is still out there. Let's not plague on one another's minds anymore. Let us finish what was once started. For those that can hear this, there is a pause. A long pause, and Falcoris is still so slowly falling in front of you. Before the echo of Mary asks, "Where?" And with that where, Falcoris slams into the ground and falls down unconscious, blood pouring out from his nose. You see Wash run over to his side to make sure he's okay, and you and Emmerich just look at each other in that sort of "did you hear that too" moment sort of thing.
Sporath. I think your mother's meant to confront Borath.
And as you sort of go to, as Mary asked where in the room, you sort of look down at the page of the diary, and Emmerich will, with a tentative finger, turn the page one more time of the diary, and you can see there's another very well done, very well detailed drawing, and it shows a landscape. Now, you seem to be on the top of a ridge of some sort. In the distance, you can see a large body of water, and behind that still seems to be what look to be trees. In the forefront of the water, however, you can see what seems to be a small town.
Can I roll a history check on that to see if I've maybe been that way? Because I've been wandering for a fair bit of time, going from here to there.
Will have you to do this, to either roll this one of intelligence or survival to try and look at this, like trying to read a map sort of thing, and try and work out where this could be with this drawing.
I will roll survival. That is an 18.
18. You feel confident. Don't know exactly the 100% where exactly, but you do feel confident that if you look in the handouts chat to the map, you think this is a picture of Stow Lockwood. And you think this is taken, or drawn somewhere, drawn on the ridge to the sort of the southeast, on that little ridge there between Selman and Stow Lockwood, just down the south. On that one of the little ridges there, you believe is what's being depicted. Now, exactly whereabouts on the ridge, that you don't quite know, but on that hill line, you reckon is where this is pointing at.
Oh, so I was looking at the wrong map. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll feed that information back. Yeah, sorry, I'll feed that information back, that it looks familiar to being still awkward.
You feed that back, and Emmerich and Eliel, you are just sort of still looking at each other, and Emmerich will go to you and go, I suppose you heard that too, my friend.
Sure.
What the fuck was that?
Lavender, I think your mother's dead, right? I know, there was a beholder living in an abandoned house in Stilllockwood.
Now, this is new.
You left a beholder in a town alive.
I haven't seen beholder. Full disclaimer: I was too busy involved in a jailbreak at this point in time.
You decided to do a jailbreak over killing a beholder.
No. They found the beholder because they were, Falcoris and Lavender just went off on their thing chasing beholders and had a job.
Why
I
the
think we were chasing
fuck?
them.
Why the fuck is a beholder even just sitting alive? Why?
He makes tea.
I guess we go kill it.
You realize beholders are
tea.
Yeah.
they're just
And
evil.
there was maybe something I forgot to mention last time we were in Stella. About a deal that he offered me. I didn't think it was very important.
Did you take the
Did you
deal?
take the deal?
No.
for the terms.
I feel like I should have mentioned this before, but there was never really a good time because, there's always like someone dying. And now I feel really bad as a player for not mentioning it
No,
before.
don't feel bad as a player. Not at all.
He wanted Mary dead, and he was gonna help me through boons and magic and things, and he wanted me to do it.
He wanted
And-
you to have a pact.
Yes, but I did not take it. I walked away.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I walked away.
Oh, you did good to walk away, that's fine. The fact is, we got a beholder offering people pacts.
Auntie.
You
Not
know
very,
how powerful a beholder has to be to start offering pacts.
not very good.
He is. He already has the sheriff is still up and down to it.
He also doesn't have his eye.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't have his eye.
It does not have his main eye or one of his stock eyes.
His main eye, Lavender,
Main eye.
you would know. Yeah.
My mom, Mary, took his main eye.
So he's just pissed off the whole time then. I wonder he wants your mum dead. Fucking hell.
I'm no monster hunter. That would be to our resident Falcoris. Oh, bollocks. We should probably do something about that. Watch. I know you sort of checked him. Are you like doing a lay on hands at all? Just so I know what you're up to. I know you've checked him, and you can't.
I will do a lay on hands, yeah, just to get him while I'm obviously then
Yeah.
going, what the fuck? Why the fuck's there beholder?
How much you pump into him just so we can heal? 'Cause he has
I'll
the-
give him 10.
10. Falcoris, you regain 10 hit points, and more importantly, regain consciousness with a banging headache.
Okay, then, like roll over a bit and be like,
Yep.
I'll just pat him on the back while he's doing that.
beholder, fucking Starlockwood.
Yeah, we got it, mate. We got
We
it.
figured it out, buddy. It's okay.
Oh, right.
Just don't talk, please. It makes things worse. Just sit still for a minute.
Get
We've got a
ready.
little something.
Blood. That would be Ellaril. Okay, it's not
That
buns.
should be more discreet about that.
What I was going to say is, I might not be a resident monster hunter. That would be Falcoris. And actually, in all fairness yourself, Israeli, and I do believe you have a profession in that field. Now, I don't know the rest of you, but I dare say our two here will testify that beholders are exceptionally dangerous creatures, and to have one just in a town is quite rare. But more concerning is if what you're saying is sounding true, and what I heard and what Eliril just heard. This deity had been making deals and pacts, so I think he escalates himself above a standard beholder's station.
Or Bar
He might.
Borath's a real hoot. Like, yeah. I think only me and Lavender's met him.
I think Calanthier, man.
No,
No, I mean, as in-
you and Calanthier.
I mean, as in the party
Sorry,
just
sorry.
now.
Sorry,
Wow.
sorry. My bad.
Out of us, I think only me and Lavender's met him.
And was he... I'm gonna guess he also didn't kill you, of course, but was he friendly, or did he...
He invited us in. He made us tea. He occupies a house.
So he got something out of it.
Listen.
You have to know these creatures are inherently evil.
Oh, I know. I was fully against going in. Calanthe and Lavender here walked in, and well, you know me, I went in as well, but I didn't dare challenge a beholder at the time because I'll be quite honest with you, I probably fucking died.
Wrong channel. Ignore that. I'll put it right. Put it. There we go.
Sure.
Wrong channel. There we go. That's better.
Anyways, yeah, we would probably have fucking died if we tried to challenge it then and there. But it took quite a liking to Lavender here because the story. I presume
Oh,
you
well,
now know.
I can see why he took a shining to Lavender if he's been looking to kill her mum.
Yeah. So I think standing here talking about this here is probably not a good idea.
guys
I think we better
Have all
move.
the fun adventures.
Mary Silversong's probably about to fight that fucker. I think we better move and help her.
Yeah.
She left a week
Help
ago.
her. They need to kill that fucking thing. What if Final Say comes and makes a pact?
That's the problem. If he tried to make a pact with me, what else? Who else does he have a pact with?
Too many.
Sheriff, for one.
An exceptionally powerful people now.
The Sheriff of Stowe Lockwood.
Yeah.
Oh, they told you about
He
Hmm.
he's been protecting it when we tried to raise the issue of the beholder in the town.
Mm-hmm.
He gets defensive because he's bound to it.
And I guess I go kill both of them.
I would. The Sheriff is a good man. This is news to me that he's made a shifty deal.
that. He was scared.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
He was scared. That was the problem. Yeah, the beholder coming in his
Deals are
fucking
made
town.
out of necessity as well. Sometimes they're made out of the fact that they have no other choice.
I was going to say, I'm going to guess it was probably a deal made out of duress more than willingness. But if also, depending how long the beholder's been in town, create a symbiotic relationship, I'm going to assume.
It's
want
helped the town as well. It's part of the reason why he made the deal, the sheriff anyways. Helped the town, helped him obviously, but it was scared out of his fucking mind. A beholder literally took up residence in our abandoned home.
Well, I think I should have a word with the warden in private. I don't think we need to bring your sister into the fold quite yet. I think I'm going to have a little private conversation with our good warden. Let's see what he has to say. But this is fun.
Or is she gonna shoot Emmerich a look like, are you fucking insane?
My friend, I have had a lovely conversation as of yet with a dear professor, as I saw today, and my knowledge of the arcane is immense these days.
That's another thing. I thought you didn't like Horizon professors.
He wasn't an Horizon professor. He shares my viewpoint, actually, on the bastards, which is quite relieving. He also shares my interest in my magic.
Emmerich, how much would you pay for an eye of the beholder?
I thought it didn't have an eye.
Oh, it's got stock eyes, doesn't it?
Oh, handsomely.
How much would you pay for all of them?
Very handsomely.
I will get them for you. But I want your coat.
My coat. Darling, which one?
Any of your fabulous robes.
Oh.
This one is a bit dusty. I don't like it.
How about I do you one better instead of pinching one of mine, we go to a tailor and we make you one.
I like that deal better. I bring you all the stocks.
Brilliant. You drive a hard bargain.
Let us go.
Do right now.
Not to the tailor.
Oh,
To the
whoa.
remote.
Time.
Time is of the essence. I hope you were about to say.
Yes, I was about to say that in this situation.
Or is a
That's
new toy waiting for you?
He has a name,
Oh.
and this is more pressing, though, I guess. Bear with me. And he puts his hand to his head. Jack, darling, you're going to have to finish yourself off. I'm not going to be coming home tonight.
What?
Is Jack's response.
Oh. Oh.
Well, friends.
You know, I knew that was going to happen at some point, but I wasn't expecting this soon.
Oh, Jack didn't waste time, I wouldn't think.
Nah, did Emmerich.
Emmerich goes, meet me in the throne room. I need to go get dressed, effectively for being outside. Gather your things, gather your supplies. I'll be with you within the hour, if not sooner. Toodle-pip.
All right.
Why are you all so chill about the fact that we're gonna have to go kill a beholder that's probably the level of a fiend?
Oh no, inside.
Why don't we go to the Papnar markets and get some supplies for this beholder? I need to sharpen my blade.
Inside, I'm freaking out. Just because I freaked out the first time we met him as well.
Could you freak out on the outside? It's a little bit more. I'm unsettled by how relaxed people are at the moment. Do you understand?
You didn't wait. Did you meet the spider dragon? I can't remember if you did.
Obviously,
No.
fucking not.
Oh yeah, that was another thing.
I was underground doing fucking dungeons. What are you fucking on about, spider dragon?
Oh, believe me, that was a whole
airship.
fucking thing.
What did I miss? I was only underground for 3 weeks. The fuck?
You know, you kind of freak out the first time he invites you in for tea and then asks you if you want to kill your own mother, you know? It's kind of the first time you freak out.
So I don't have a mother, so I can't make that deal.
Are we allowed to laugh at that, Joe?
I mean,
I think we got his throne room and meet Emmerich. Come on, let's go.
Just give it all. It's like, me too, man.
We have so many issues.
Well,
We have very few parents per the group, let's be real.
I don't think average we have.
On average, we have less parents than people.
I
well,
have lost my parents.
oh, look at the privileged fucking.
technically,
server.
Fucking bragging over
still-
here. Fuck off.
I still have
He's
both
rich
parents.
and he's got parents. Fucking A.
But yeah, we'll head towards the throne room, or we're going to the markets first.
Wherever we're going, I'll just make a suggestion.
it is getting late, so if you want to rush to the markets, you can probably get like the last vendors being open, sort of thing.
Yeah, we'll probably need it. We're fighting a beholder. Let's move. So
No worries.
straight to market.
Well, if they're doing that, Eller just spends time with his family in Quinn.
Not a problem. You spend the hour with mainly Quen. You go spend it with Elena at first, I will say. Then she'll basically tell you that I would, but Lily had something we're going to go do this evening. Little date night, I think we're going on. So I would love to, but don't let her down, unfortunately, brother.
By all means, it's not as if I'm going off on an adventure and you're refusing to spend time with me, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm joking. I'm joking. Have fun. Have fun. Enjoy your night.
Thank you. Anywhere fun this time for you?
No, we're still awkward.
Lovely little town. Hope the harvest is finished. It'll be good to see it. The fields bare and Good to go. Well, I won't keep you too much longer, though. Enjoy your night.
Enjoy
She
my game.
sneaks away. I will. She
Goodbye.
sneaks away. You spend time instead then with Gwen.
Yeah, don't need to repeat or anything. Just
Yep. You can do whatever you want.
ticking off the boxes.
Yep. The rest of you guys quickly dash to market. What are you looking for?
Greater
at the
heal
end of the
potions.
day? Regular healing potion, you just buy. You'll probably be able to get. For standard retail value, which I believe for them is like either 50 or 75 gold pieces per potion, I can't quite remember. You'd be able to acquire 3.
Sure. 3 greater healing potions. Yeah.
Again, just whatever the retail price. Oh, whether because I thought you said just regular healing potions. Sorry.
Oh,
Whatever greater
greater.
healing potion sells for. So yeah, either way, so yeah, still give you 3. I said it already. Whatever the retail price for that is, you'll just buy.
I can't remember. I'm trying to look that up just now.
Can I look for a +1 or +2 scimitar, if possible?
You can indeed. Let me double check that.
Price-wise, anyway.
Yeah, let's see. D&D. Let's see. Because you can probably find a sample on that on there, and probably with a little bit of haggling, you can probably get one if you want to for around about the 300 gold mark for a +2 scimitar.
That's fine. I've got 385. I'll do that.
Brilliant, not a problem at all. You cash in big
And-
spender.
Handy, remember you still have the dagger of the rate of time if you want to sell that.
Oh, I'll probably sell that another time. I've still got plenty of money left over from the thing we had before. It's actually 150 gold pieces for the greater healing potions.
Yeah, per item, yes, so 300 and 450.
450, yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Anybody else want any purchases and that sort of stuff, or are we all good?
Um,
I'll just put in like 150 towards.
Potions.
Yeah.
Lovely. Fantastic, thank you.
oh, I mean, Lavin, you don't have to.
150 to you.
I literally have 3,000 gold here. You're good.
Well, I was trying to
3,000 gold? I've 20.
You,
You trying to tell me I
Oh,
bought my own fucking sword?
just remember all the shit we sold.
I bought my own fucking sword. You could have bought that for me.
Ah, well, tough shit.
You're a bit of a steady fuck, of course.
No, hang on a minute. Elleril gave me all the party funds and said, you're better with it. And I was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, you're going to be more trustworthy, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fine, okay, I'll fucking take it. You're better bartering with people.
I've never seen you open your wallet, you tight git.
I literally only walked around with 50 gold pieces for the ages. And well, but anyways, fucking people. Give me that
And you
greater
start
gold piece. Give me it. Right, in the black golden.
As you start walking, as you're in the bag of holding, you hear some music emanate out of it.
You will deal with later.
Oh, alright, I can stay here a
I
little bit
still have a
longer,
plan for
so-
you.
Oh, okay, fine. Would you like a little ditty?
You're supposed to only be able to come out when I think of you. How the fuck are you talking to me? Go back to sleep.
I'm always on your mind, boy. Ooh,
Oh, there's a fight going on.
It's right in the street. The people want me.
It's all kicked off.
It's just a load of people telling Valcoris he's got a tight purse.
Why this is fault? Of course, it literally was drag some money until Elra was like, "Here's the party fund." And I'm like, oh, "Sure." Anyways,
You buy your items, scold Falcoris for being a tight arse, and then make your way back to the throne room. Emmerich is only 5 minutes or so behind you. It doesn't take him long whatsoever, and he is dressed for more outdoor weather sort of thing instead of being his casual clothes, let's call them. Right. I suppose then we're going to go and try and work out where this picture is. And he sort of goes. I would actually say, for his sake for the spell, he would have gone back to Mary's room, retrieved the diary, and has been careful to make sure he's only opened it to the page
We
where
don't.
the
We don't have to
picture is.
RP it, but I can
Mhm.
dispel magic on it.
Fair. If you want to, again, yeah, actually, you probably know with what I've been told as well. It's not the actual book is magic, but it's just this essence that's flying around it, sort of thing. It's more like an effect.
I think that counts.
That's
That's dispel magic.
Yeah, well, if I will dispel it, then yeah, it's fine. We'll say that counts then. Boom. It is now safe to look at. I'm just trying to find the right fucking music for this.
Yeah, magical effect within or without. Yeah.
Oh,
so-
beautiful then, yes. Sorry, I thought it was just literally a spell. So yeah, it's absolutely perfect then, thank you. Yep, you can easily spell this in and make those pages safe to look at again. They are just now scribbles, the scrolls. Nothing dangerous about them in the slightest. But you guys find yourselves in the throne room. Again, Emmerich has brought this book down. I guess then we're going to try and make this one work. Now, this one is going to be interesting for the simple fact of I don't quite know where we're going exactly. So, big thoughts and prayers would be much appreciated.
All right, before you do that, then, and I'll pull out the greater healing potions. I have 5, so everybody gets 1 each.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
perfect. Well, hold on to each other. Definitely do not put your hands outside the circle. And pray for anyone who might be religious here, if you would be so kind. Right. Here goes nothing.
What's
And
that in the
with
sky?
Huh?
What's that in the sky?
There is. The familiar, what you guys now used to now, shifting, folding, collapsing of your very atoms before you feel the whoosh of energy wash over you guys before you then find yourselves getting rematerialized again in a different place entirely. Now, where you stand is outside, and in this evening air, there is a light rain that pitter-patters and falls across you all. It's cold but refreshing, but the actual rain is a bit cold, so you can tell that maybe some colder weather is on the way, as the actual water isn't freezing, but it's not pleasant. Emmerich immediately, oh, for God's sakes, as he sort of puts his high collar up sort of thing. And you guys take a look around your surroundings, and in the dying light of the daytime sun, you can see that as you think you're on a ridge, you can see off in the distance to your north little twinkles of light that would indicate civilization, and the same to your northwest. Twinkles of light there that indicate civilization that are reflecting the northwesterly ones against a body of water. Well, glad I got out of bed for this.
Well, if you want both warmth, comfort, security, and a job, we could set up a tent. I believe
Oh, you're
2
hiring
of our
me.
rooms. Well, 2 of the rooms need maybe retailored for both wash and Australian. And my
Yeah.
room is also fantastic, but you can have a bath and wait for this to all blow over.
Do you know what? If you want your rooms to be redone just now, I will happily help you out. That means getting out this rain.
Oh, for fuck's
I would
sake!
like
Right,
a
I'll
room.
start setting up the tent then.
You set up the tent, and again, doesn't take you long whatsoever, about 10 minutes or so with the aid of your party. You usher the password, enter inside to the lovely, deliberately well-temperatured room of the main foyer. Right. I heard there were rooms to redesign. Step up, who wants to go first?
I'll give Aurelian like a little sort of like, go on, like, you first. It's fine.
I don't care. Give me something that is comfortable. For me and Adar. Maybe a scratching post. I don't know.
Are you staying in the cold room or the nighttime air room?
I don't know. What room am I staying in? They're both cold.
Pocket the cold one. We'll transfer that one over. Alright. Any luxuries at all apart from a cat scratch post? Any comforts of home you'd like me to recreate for you?
The only comforts of home I have are the screams of the of the boots. I don't need anything.
Oh, aren't you just an absolute delight? Right. Bailo, isn't it?
Yes. Don't make it so muddy.
Observe. And he closes his eyes and he puts his hand against the door. And you can almost see that wall, that section begin to vibrate and change a little bit before it then settles back down to the plain white walls. I dare say you'll find this a bit more to your liking. Now, as you open the door, the first thing you see when you open the door to your room is actually a gang was like hanging rope bridges that you need to cross to get to your sleeping area. When you look down either side and underneath the bridge, there is a muddy base, but you are high elevated above it, it looks like. If you were to throw a stone or something, it is just an illusion that's been created. But the bridge itself is real and bounces with each step that you take. And you sort of get to your circular platform, which is based around a tree trunk. You can see that part of the bark has been made to be a scratch post, so Adar can have a little bit of playtime with it. And for your bed, there is a simple yet comfortable cot with nice bedding and sheets across it with 2 plump pillows. And basic but nice little feature, like a little side table with little candles that are lit across it that never actually extinguish or the wax needs to get replenished. And it just gives that barely but better feel in your room.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Even as you sort of...
That's in bed with me anyway, so that's fine.
She's happy as well. The second that she sees that scrap post, she claws it out, and she's having a great little time making biscuits. He then turns to yourself, Wash. And for you, my darling, what would you like? Where's home?
It's a good question.
Mm.
I suppose it would be Emol's, but stone building with bed near fire. It was just a small fire, some hanging storage, and it's alright, maybe an altar to Bodin.
I like it. Simple yet effective. Then he sort of again does the same sort of thing where he puts his hands against the walls and there's that shimmer and shine before it stops. And as you indeed open up, you swear you're opening up into your dad's house, the house you grew up in as a kid, where you do see the stone walls. There's even like a little staircase. If you do try and go up, unfortunately, it doesn't go anywhere. Again, the illusion breaks at that point. But you do see the wooden planks above, a very small fire, as you sort of say, built in and secured behind a stone hearth. A kitchen table with a long benches either side of it. 2 simple cots in case you want to have a friend or family over. That very Nordic homely feel, I guess, is what we're sort of going for. That's one, is what you sort of step into, and you can't help but sort of feel that, like a young Wash coming home from the farm if he stayed at home. This might have been the life you grew up in as a kid.
Thank you, Emmerich.
You're welcome.
Perfect.
And it will say hello.
See, just before we finish that, can I have the room? Can I try and describe the smell of the tree where the wild mother was, and have that be the smell?
Yes, you can. It's not going to be perfect because Emmerich wasn't there to experience it himself, but it's damn near close as you describe it.
Okay, thank you.
No worries at all. And to you two as well. Then, as I said to your friends here, and I'll remind you guys, if you ever need any amendments done, just let me know. I'm happy to help out. On that note, the 3 of you, Lavender, Falcoris, and Eloril, any changes, or are you quite happy in your living quarters?
Did you add a sauna to mine as well?
Jacuzzi?
Can I just push
Sure.
him over?
He would 100% make that noise as well.
As you get pushed over, and that's all you guys are having a conversation, can I get all you guys to make a perception check for me, please? Jesus. No, Falcoris.
28.
28, Jesus. Wash.
I love a 7. Great.
Elril.
I also love a 7.
Yeah!
Azraelian.
12.
12. And Lavender, please.
17.
17. Elro, you're too busy being pushed over by Lavender to notice this, and Wash, you can't help but just full belly laugh at seeing Lavender push over Elro at this point, and him making that very manly sound. As really, you're trying to look into the room, but you're also a little bit distracted by your new living quarters. They are just captivating you a little bit. But Falcoris and Lavender, what you two do see as Lavender, you sort of step back from pushing over Elro and sort of take a step. You can see Emmerich has got his arms folded. He's leaning against the wall of Elro's room, but he's got a palm flat against it. And where his palm is, there's been a little ripple effect, as there was when he was creating Wash in Azraelian's room. And he is altering something inside, what would you call it, Elro's room, but trying to do it discreetly.
Sauna.
He then steps back when Elro starts to get up again. I hope you don't mind then. I'm going to be staying here tonight.
Oh no. No.
Elro, would you mind if I crash with you?
By all means, it's the nicest room here. Everyone else, amateurs, they request outside. They can have anything they want. Not one of them asked for a bath, and they all want to use mine whenever they get dirty. Look at Lavender right now; she's covered in twigs.
I've never used your bath.
Well,
The twigs are pretty suitable, to be fair. At least she's had a good time with Brownie. What have you done?
I bathe. That's what I've done. I bathe.
You're right, rich boy.
It's a free bath.
Oh, yeah, you're whining about it being free. Okay, I see how it is.
In fact, Emmerich, we've had quite a few guests in our travels. Can you cut my
They've got
space
friends.
down to make our guest room, essentially?
How about, because you're such a good friend, in the morning I'll alter the tent to give a whole other room.
If you can do that, that's
Can't
fair,
do
but
it- Can't do it whilst we're inside the tent, because I'm going to have to alter the whole space and dimension. But once we leave, before we dismantle it in the morning, I will create another wall with another door. And I'll just make it a simple guest room, as you sort of say. A few bunks, a few beds, comfy accommodation for any friends or family you have staying in the tent.
that sounds fine to me.
Okay.
Beautiful. Of course. Right. Bedtime?
Unless we're going to head out, but
Oh, are we heading out?
I might rest. Well, I thought you may just want to wait here.
Oh,
in the comfort of the tent.
happy to wait here, darling. Facing a beholder, unfortunately, is not my forte.
Depends on the urgency, really.
I mean, I would imagine it's quite urgent. Otherwise, we're probably going to lose Mary Silversong. You know, Lavender's
For a
mother.
week.
You took a hit from the enchantment.
Oh.
So you wanting to rest?
I'll get over that. That's fine. Let's move.
Okay. Well, enjoy Emmerich. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and the good fiction is on the second shelf in the third row down. If you go to the sixth shelf, top row, that's where the smut is.
Grab him and just start pulling him. Right, hello, let's get moving.
Happy hunting.
Lavender's just gonna look at Emmerich as she walks out. You did this. You made that room for him.
I did. I would have given you a bath as well if you wanted one. And I know I was creating a monster, but it was just too funny not to. But it sounds like you need to go hunt some monsters of your own now, everybody. So I wish you all the best. I'll keep the fires on. And see you soon, hopefully. With Mary in tow. Good luck.
A bit.
You'll probably find yourselves about an hour of sunlight, so be careful.
That's fine. Let's move.
Good eve. He opens the door and sort of like lets you guys out, sort of thing, and then he, Azraeli, and you remember he noticed he casts alarm on the door as well before closing it, in front of behind him,
He
locking
cast
himself inside
alarm?
the tent.
He did.
He cast alarm, yeah.
Do you think he teleported Jack there?
Yeah. No, I want to switch to Jack.
You guys find yourselves now out in the open plains once again. We say it's rainy, it's cold. Oops, sorry, what was that? There we go. And it is dark, or darkening. You can see that sort of thing as you sort of look off to your, if you're looking towards the Cardardian Ocean to what will be your left-hand side, you can sort of see that faint strip of orangey light, which is being oppressed by grey clouds. As you look up to the hills where the mountains were, where you found the Suntop Monastery and did battle with the Thunderbrands, you can see the dark oppression of night is slowly rolling down the hills and coming towards you all overhead. As Emmerich says, you can also estimate you do have about an hour, if not less, of sunlight to try and make some headway. What would you like to do?
Mr. Matt,
Hello.
how do we know? Can we roughly estimate how long it would take Mary Silversong to get to Stolochwood on horse? I'm assuming.
To get to Stolochwood on horse, you done the journeys yourselves, and I believe we said it was about 5 days or so to, on a horseback, get from Pavmar to there.
Is there a possibility
Thank
she travel a different way though?
Matt, I think 5 days is by foot.
It was by foot.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of then. A horseback basically half that time, then, so it'd be 2.5 days, sorry. My apologies.
I can
She's
count
got a week.
hexagons.
So I just had them in my head when you last went there, but yeah. I forgot you walked it.
So,
Jeez.
truth be told, if she's alive, she'll be somewhere away from the Beholder, or the Beholder's sick enough to hold her hostage for some reason.
Where are we going to go first? Will we speak to the sheriff or we go straight to Beholder?
I think it's worth going to that ridge first. Can't hold her there for 5 days without killing her, so either we're gonna find her corpse, sorry Lavender, or something else that might at least let us know that she might be alive.
The bedside manners.
I think this Lavender's call.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Would Lavender have any inkling, like, based on the, like, drawing, sort of, like, to, like...
You would think, with especially what Elleril told you, I'm gonna guess. Sorry, I'm gonna actually establish. Did Elleril and Emmerich tell you guys what? Perfect. Yeah, just making
Really,
sure.
everything.
Yeah. With that, and with you speaking with the Beholder as well, the Beholder did speak in riddles and tongues, and he did do tricksy things. However, you got the impression when it came to matters of the heart, so to speak, for Beholder, they were direct and they were forthcoming. So you think if he's made Mary draw a picture of this ridge, or a ridge, that's where he wants to meet her.
I say the ridge. I think we should go.
Okay.
I think it's our best bet.
Sooner the better. Sooner the better as well.
You'll
People
raise your
survive for
hoods.
days.
Oops, sorry.
Go on.
I was gonna say you'll raise your hoods and begin to try and find this ridge in the fading light. As you guys are walking, then trying to find, ascertain, in your head. So Elmick would have gave you guys the journal, so you can look on the page and try and marry in the distance the setting. Can I get someone heading this to make a survival check, and somebody
I
else if
will.
they want to? Perfect.
I'll do it as well.
Perfect. In that case, one of you guys can roll with advantage, or both of you can roll individually at that point.
I'll just individually.
Individually?
Into that.
Perfect.
I got 20. What did I catch? So 20. Yeah, 22. 60 plus
22.
6.
Fantastic. And Lavender?
Survival.
Survival, please. Yeah, thank you.
That was only a 13 for me.
13. You're trying to look Lavender, and again, it's. Be it your. Dare I say, worried about your mother, or just there's that more personal attachment to it. It's not that you're not paying attention, or of course it's not. It's more the case of just maybe overthinking things or looking past details. But you are going the right direction, and it's with Israelian's guidance when you might be thinking of doubting yourself or questioning if it's the right way. Israelian, with your keen eyes and double checking, you can confirm that Lavender is on the right path, and where she might start straying, give her that nudge that you're going the right way, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And between the two of you, begin to sort of find yourselves making good progress. You know that you need to be closer on this ridge to Stowe Lockwood than Selmond or Kelmond, however you want to pronounce it. It's my fucking world, I don't know how to pronounce it. You want to
Selmond,
be
I think, is what you did it.
Selmond is, yeah, thank you. You want to be closer to the the Stowe Lockwood side of this ridge. So you keep walking further and further west until you start to see through like some loose scramblings of tree lines, like the shelter belts that naturally pop up. You start to see the ridge is making sense, let's call it. From the distance, you're far out, so the ridge you need to get to is ahead of you, maybe about a kilometer or so. But it's making sense as you're on the right path, and you think this might be it. This little outcropping where the rock sort of peaks out. Now, if you actually look on the map itself, where is it? There it is. See, if you look on this little ridge line, I'm actually pointing my fucking screen like an idiot.
Yes, Matt, I can see that. Yes.
Dinner.
So see if you look on the word Stowe Lockwood, yeah?
Yes.
Then go immediately to the right and see that little ridge there where that little semicircle comes out. And it's got two little arms that stick out of it. You think
there's
it's
one,
the
like-
left... Yeah, the little arms. The arm that's just closer to the south is the little arm that you need to go to, you think.
Okay.
With
Of
the light
course.
fading... Yep, on you go, sorry.
Of course,
You are
it's-
like on the dregs of daylight at this point, I will say.
With that, knowing obviously the sunlight's coming down and that, letting them kind of scout ahead and trying to figure out where this ridge point is. Of course, I like to just keep his eye out for any sort of sign of movement. Somebody wandering, beholder stalking, anything of the sort.
Mhm. Make a perception check for me, please, and good sir.
Oh, not a good roll. That is a 16.
16. Not a good roll indeed. Not the worst for you, though. Bear in mind, you got a fucking stupidly high modifier. What's your plus 10 these days? Something
Plus
stupid like
10,
that? Anyway,
yeah.
plus 10. You're busy looking out, looking forward, looking ahead. You trip. And you fall into a hole.
How deep a hole? Is it a...
4 or 5 foot?
Whoa!
No,
Or-
about 4 or 5 foot deep.
Oh. Oh, poof. Ow.
And you guys hear that ouch and Falcor's call out there, and you guys sort of turn around, Falcor's is there, and you look on the ground, and you can see that he has indeed fallen into a dug-up hole. There's a fresh mound of earth that's been unearthed next to it, where it's made this hole, excavated it, let's say. Oddly grave-shaped.
Was Falcor always a halfling?
Bit early to jump in your grave, mate. I'll be honest.
What are you talking
I
about?
know I'm scared, but that's a bit doomerish.
Do I fit in this? Is it like a proper 5
Seems
foot?
to be for a humanoid, yeah,
Yeah.
of average height.
I'll be quite honest with you. I don't think this is meant for me. I don't think this is meant for him, dear. But maybe your mother. Can I get a hand up?
Yeah, sure.
As you get
I'll,
hand up
I'll
and
help
start
him up.
looking, you help him up, and as you sort of get closer, again, it's in this dim light that you sort of watch yourself and actually realize that you're about to, as you cross the plane to get to him, you're about to step in a very similar hole. And as you guys sort of take in your surroundings and look, oh, on you go, sorry, yeah, on you go, hello.
On you go. Sorry.
As you guys take don't be sorry. As you guys take in your surroundings and look with Wash, you now avoiding your foot going into a hole, much like Falcoris has done. You see 4 similar pits.
Can I investigate kind of the soil? Maybe get an idea of how recent these were dug?
Make an investigation check, please. Yeah.
Can I also tell if these were
18
dug?
on the die for 30.
30. Yep. And Wash. Yeah.
Could I see if they were dug up, like it's this old soil that's been dispersed, or if it's new soil?
I'll need you to make another investigation check for me, please, as well, then to ascertain that also. But you got 30 for yours, Elleril, and we'll see what Wash gets.
Investigation. 15.
15. Wash, you do feel with how the soil's been dug up that the soil that is old soil's been dug up, sort of thing, you know? How do I word it?
Like it was a grave and then somebody's dug it up?
Yeah, someone's like desecrated a grave, so to speak. Yeah, you sort of say, like the soil has been packed and then unearthed, sort of thing, but been over several years though. Elo, as you jump in the hole and start investigating and looking around, you get down and investigate the soil, and you sort of grimly roll your eyes, pick up a bit and sniff it. That's decay. Something's been rotting in this hole.
I have a feeling something's being exhumed.
It looks like it's dug by a shovel, right?
Yes, you do see a shovel.
I mean,
at least it's not necromancy, at the very least.
Well, I don't necessarily know that. I was going to
Well-
say we know that. Am I right in thinking that Bereth doesn't have hands?
He doesn't,
Can't wield a
but
shovel.
usually necromancers don't really bother digging them up. They just rise them. I think they like to be dramatic. Let them claw their way out.
What if, say the sheriff dug these up and brought it to wherever Bereth is, though?
That's possible. Sorry,
Oh.
Matt, did you say it was old, as in like these have been dug up a long time ago, or just that the soil itself is old?
The soil itself is old. You believe, look at these dirt piles, and if you push past on this rainy day, push past the top layer, the soil is still dry underneath. So you do feel these have been recently dug up. It's just old earth, is what I should have said there. Sorry.
No, that was me not listening correctly.
No. But these have been dug up recently.
Yeah, I think you might have an idea. Why would he dig up 4 graves on this ridge, though? Is this ridge special or something?
Message to Mary Silversong
If this was our
party.
old adventuring party, it could literally be the past coming to haunt her.
Could be he's weaponized him against her.
Yeah. Tell you what, if I ever have to fight 4 of your corpses one day, I'll be pretty terrified of that.
Please just burn my corpse.
You know what? That's probably safer for me in this situation. So
Yeah.
Little do you know that Matt created the ash golem specifically for this.
Bodin's ash golem.
All
That's
right.
terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Can the people who are good at finding tracks try and figure out where this person who's digged these up with these bodies has went to?
Well, how far along would Taylor and I be? Would we have come back and we found out that you fell into the hole, or would we still be
You wouldn't have been
trying-
too far ahead at all. I wouldn't think probably trying to stick together sort of thing. Maybe you're a few meters ahead sort of thing, not dramatically far. So you guys would be part of this conversation as well.
What are you wanting for that? Are you want nature? Or you want survival? Investigation.
To find tracks now, I would say this is again another survivor role. But now instead of trying to find your place in the world, you're now trying to find feet or footprints. So I can get another survival checks from you two, please. Lavender,
16.
16,
15 from me.
15. The pair of you. It's not terribly hard to find, unlike trying to find your place in the world, which did actually require a bit more skill. This one is a little bit easier. As you quickly, as you sort of come over to these graves, which are quite clearly graves at this point now, and start looking around, you can see that there are indeed 5 trails. You can see at one point one trail comes in from the south as if someone's walked around the ridge to come up. And then 5 have continued along the ridge's edge.
It was 4 graves.
4 graves.
Okay, so someone has risen the dead and taken them back.
But the dead walked out of here.
Yeah.
Are the tracks like normal, just like human?
It's humanoid. You can see that one set is a slightly larger set, but still humanoid in nature. And then the other 4 are just like you and your companions leave behind.
Can we tell how fresh these tracks are?
With those rolls and the rain, you reckon, at a loose guess, maybe about a day, 2 days old, something on that time frame. There's not been too much other disturbance up here from wildlife, or the rain hasn't washed them away completely yet, but, you know, they're still fresh-ish.
So we now have these tracks which are leading in this general direction. We know that the 4 people in the grave have risen and walked. Now, what do we want to do?
Not an expert in footsteps, but can I have a look, see if it's maybe like, is there a difference between one set of the prints? Like, do 4 of them look like they were shambling, and one of them looks solid stride, sort of thing? Yeah.
I'd say that, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we just follow the trail
and put those poor souls to rest.
Can I see the one that walked like normal, not the risen dead?
Yeah.
Can I look closer at it and see, is it a woman's footsteps?
Hard to tell, seeing as wearing boots.
That's a good shout, actually.
Can we
What
tell
if-
by the size of the
tiefling.
shoe?
Yeah.
The size of the shoe, small in your footprint that you would leave behind in the mud. If you want, like, you probably do this, you sort of sidestep it and press it in. More in line with Lavender's foot.
What if it was not the Beholder or is the Roy's the Dead? What if it was Mary Silversong?
I thought that song puts people in the grave and not takes them out.
Well,
Ever find out if she has the ability for necromancer magic?
Well, the Creed have a reputation.
So I've heard. Not particularly fond of that, if I'm honest.
Look as far as the good doctor, one of your dear friends.
It took a while for him to figure out it was necromancy, okay?
alright,
I guess he doesn't care too much, really.
Lavender. We might have to consider the fact that your mother's raised the dead here. One last hurrah with the party.
But when you look back at the notes that were put into the diary, she's doing it out of love for Lavender. She's doing it to protect her.
I didn't ask her to raise the dead.
I just want it on record that if I die, I don't want anyone to raise me as a zombie.
How about I make your deal that I personally burn you myself?
I'm smiting your ass immediately.
I will put a fire arrow right through your body. Does that help?
Well, no, wait, try and bring me back first, at least, at the bare minimum.
Second his
we-
hit points.
Sure. I will make a deal to try and bring you back, and if not, I will make sure you burn and can never be raised.
I will
That
put up
works.
thinking.
That works well for me. That is actually an ideal situation. Thank you.
I'll also make sure you have a very pretty jar.
Sure. Cool. Yep. Great, let's go.
Glad
Next
that's
time-
sorted.
Next time Caligorn falls unconscious, we just all body slam him, set him on fire and shit like that.
Don't jar him!
Do we need to put this in writing when we get back of who's being burned and who isn't? Like,
We need a DNR.
Do not read.
do we
Yeah,
need
do not
like a
revive.
group pact here.
Well, as you guys then, the sunlight at this point is fading, if not completely faded. As you begin to now follow these 5 footsteps in the dark, these prints in the mud, following the questions of your hearts and on your minds. And as you keep going forward into the darkness of the night, the sun now completely sets, and you do find yourselves alone in the dark. Alone in the shadows. Alone in the wilderness of the Renthal. You creep forward ever more. Can I get you to all roll stealth checks for me, please? I'm going to assume you're trying to be doing this stealthily.
So I'm moving at half speed.
If you want to.
I have advantage with the boots of
Yeah.
kind.
Brilliant.
I got Matt. I got nat 20.
Okay, what does that mean?
It'll disappears.
Talk to me numbers. What do we have?
33.
33. Go on, mate.
Who's known this point?
Falcorus?
Math just went out of my head. 16.
16. Wash?
You guys want a 4?
Love a 4.
Can I interest you in a 4 today?
You can.
Thank you.
Azraelian?
18.
18. Lavender?
I also got a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
What does that give you a total of?
32.
Oh, nice. Well done, you two. Well done. That 20 isn't stealth. I love that. 2
Damn
seconds,
rogues.
sorry. Exactly, damn rogues, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me get this pulled up.
I apologize, boys. I am a heavy boy.
I'm a thick boy.
I'm a thick boy.
It's fine. The 2 nat 20s is leveled you out. You're fine.
Heavy armor disadvantage.
Wash is just clanking around.
People are like, I'm just stuffing
Like 10
leaves between my
man.
fucking plates just to try and like get it to like be a lot less loud.
It sounds like the dishwasher getting loaded.
I think it was the second
You know where my
episode
name
of
comes from.
Air- Second episode of Air Zero, Keros and Revan both snuck off and Revan's full plate.
But sneaking through even with a 4, 2 natural 20s is very, very, very good for a party.
Thank you guys.
And you walk through the squelching mud, and the rain overhead goes from this light rain to heavy rain, with claps of thunder up ahead and above you. And in the distance, you begin to see what looks to be a lantern has been lit. And standing around it, you can see 4 figures. You can see a larger 5th figure floating, circular in body. These tendrils that come out of it that sort of move in its own independent snake-like motions. They're all gathered around these 5 figures, the 4 humanoids and this one large beholder. And you can see that there is a 6th individual currently on their knees, looking up to the sky right now in the rain. And that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
Damn.
Hot damn,
You
boys.
cheeky little bastard.
Is it actually claps of thunder or is it claps of somebody's cheeks in her tent?
That's the question,
I
isn't
better
it?
not be
That is-
this. My
You're
beloved
not
dead.
playing Jack anymore, Nikki.
Who's this Jax? It could be Emmerich's.
Fuck.
Emmerich, master of clap. The cheek thief, they call him.
That's a whole different version to thunderclap. Jesus.
But before we disappear for the evening, Andy, do we have any goodbyes to say before we disappear for the
Yes,
eve?
we do have a wee shout out for our own Ghost Malone for the sub gifts that you gave out. So thank you very much for that.
Amazing.
As our community manager is currently throwing in the links into the Twitch chat at the moment, and also into the YouTube chat. Come check us out on Discord. Come check us out on all our socials and stuff. Make sure you subscribe, please, to the YouTube. Follow on Twitch. And if you've still got your Prime sub left, you know, throw it our way, maybe. That would be nice. Thank you very much. But otherwise, I don't think I've got much more announcements. So I will just hand it back to you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Well, again, thank you again for coming along to back to our normally scheduled show of The Shadows We Fear, now that we have our full cast back. Thank you once more to my lovely players for coming along and helping me tell the story. Thank you to you guys in chat for coming along and watching the story that my players tell. In the meantime, we should be back next week, I believe, unless the scheduling gods decide otherwise between now and then. So, in that time, I shall bid you all a good evening and farewell.